Hello viewers, welcome to my channel. The Man of Steel is back this time with a fresh face, a familiar cape, and a brand new cinematic vision helmed by James Gunn. Superman 2025. The first major installment of the DC Universe reboot brings with it high expectations and even higher stakes, while David Corenswet and Rachel Brosnahan deliver electric performances as Superman and Lois Lane. The film struggles to stay airborne under the weight of a scattered script and inconsistent tone. A promising start that loses altitude from the very first scene. Superman sets out to distinguish itself from past incarnations. James Gunn's direction is stylish and confident, introducing us to a world where the extraordinary is normalized. The Daily Planet bustles with energy. Metropolis feels alive, and Superman is already an established figure. This isn't an origin story, it's a character study laced with cosmic stakes. But while the setup is promising, the film's foundation starts to crack as the plot tries to balance emotional intimacy with superhero spectacle. There are genuinely moving moments: Clark's struggle with dual identity, Lois's journalistic fire, and even a subplot involving a displaced alien refugee community, but they're undercut by a script that often prioritizes quips and exposition over cohesion. David Corenswet is a convincing Clark Kent casting. David Corenswet as Superman was met with cautious optimism, and he rises to the challenge with sincerity and charm. He embodies the Boy Scout image without making it feel dated or dull. His Clark Kent is endearingly awkward but grounded, while his Superman commands the screen with authority and heart. Corenswet's physicality, paired with a palpable sense of inner conflict, makes him a worthy successor to the Cape. Unfortunately, the script doesn't give him enough room to explore the deeper psychological layers of the character. We're told he's torn between his Kryptonian heritage and his Earth upbringing, but the film rarely shows us this internal tension in a way that feels earned. Rachel Brosnahan's Lois Lane. The scene stealer Rachel Brosnahan may just be the film's MVP. Her Lois Lane is whip-smart, fearless, and emotionally resonant. She brings a modern flair to the role without losing the classic firebrand essence that has defined the character for decades. Whether trading rapid-fire banter with Clark or confronting a corrupt senator, Brosnahan commands attention. Her chemistry with Corenswet is magnetic, snarky, sizzling, and refreshingly equal. They feel like partners, not just love interests, and it's clear Gunn had a strong vision for their dynamic. It's unfortunate, then, that their story is occasionally derailed by the film's need to service a wider DC Universe agenda. A bloated story weighed down by world-building in typical franchise fashion. Superman tries to juggle too many elements. Villains like Lex Luthor, played with chilling charisma by Nicholas Hoult, are introduced with menace but sidelined by the arrival of intergalactic threats that feel like placeholders for bigger, future crossovers. There are cameos, name drops, and subplots clearly designed to set up future DCU installments, but they come at the expense of this film's emotional core. Gunn's love for comic book lore is evident in every frame. From deep-cut references to obscure characters and alien species, fans of the source material will find much to admire, but casual viewers may find the narrative labyrinthine and overstuffed. It's a film that wants to be both an intimate Superman tale and a cosmic saga, and ends up doing neither exceptionally well. Visually stunning, emotionally inconsistent, there's no denying that Superman is a visual feast. The cinematography, by Henry Braham, captures Metropolis with sleek elegance, and the action sequences are fluid, kinetic, and often breathtaking. A mid-film battle in orbit is particularly jaw-dropping, combining real tension with stunning CGI. However, the film's tonal inconsistency becomes its kryptonite. One moment we're grappling with the ethics of Superman's intervention in human affairs. The next, we're thrust into a slapstick scene featuring a bumbling villain sidekick. The transitions feel jarring, and the emotional beats don't always land as intended. Gunn's attempt to blend humor and gravitas, a trick that worked wonders in Guardians of the Galaxy, doesn't translate as seamlessly here. Supporting cast, a mixed bag beyond Corenswet and Brosnahan. The supporting cast is a blend of hits, and Mrs. Wendell Pierce as Perry White brings gravitas and gruff warmth, while Edie Gathagee's Mr. Terrific hints at greater depth for future appearances. However, some characters, particularly members of the newly introduced Authority superhero team, feel shoehorned in and underdeveloped. Lex Luthor, while expertly performed by Hoult, is too often pushed to the sidelines. His motivations are intriguing, touching on modern anxieties about power and alien influence, but they're never fully explored. With so many plates spinning, the film can't give him the attention he deserves. A divisive score and fan service fatigue. Composer John Murphy's score tries to balance bombastic themes with subtle emotional cues, but it too feels caught between two worlds. There's no iconic Superman anthem here. Nothing with the emotional resonance of John Williams or even Hans Zimmer's contributions. And while there are musical nods to past eras, they feel more like nostalgic distractions than meaningful inclusions. The fan service, while undoubtedly thrilling for hardcore followers, begins to feel like an obligation rather than an organic storytelling device. References to the wider DCU, multiversal possibilities, and cryptic future plot threads make it clear that Superman is just one piece of a much larger puzzle. But in trying to be everything for everyone, it risks being truly satisfying for no one. Final verdict: the flight is impressive, but the landing falters. Superman 2025 is an ambitious attempt to reimagine a beloved icon for a new generation, with stellar lead performances from Corenswet and Brosnahan, stunning visuals, and some flashes of brilliance. There's a lot to appreciate, but the film's overstuffed script, uneven tone, and obsession with future franchise building prevent it from achieving greatness. There's a powerful, poignant Superman film buried beneath the noise, one that honors the character's hopeful spirit while exploring his modern relevance. Unfortunately, this version tries to do too much too soon, and the result is a mixed bag that soars in places but crashes in others.